I'm back. I'm Nancy, and tonight I'm going to show you how to cook a very wonderful soup dish, vegetable soup dish, all vegetarian, and it's got a fantastic ingredient which most of you have not eaten in your life. I only was introduced to this when I was in year 4 by my mother, of course. And this is actually soya bean. It's called tempeh. In the supermarket, you can buy them in packets, and it's called tempeh. T-E-M-P-E-H, tempeh. It's an Indonesian word. Now the Chinese have invented soya beans and made tofu, and some other countries copied it. And Indonesia is the only country, we're talking about Javanese. The Javanese has invented this, this ingredient, which is fermented soya bean. Normally they do it in a leaf, they wrap it in a leaf, and after some time you find a white culture growing on top. But now it's all done in a lab, the modern way. So you can't see much of the culture, but the flavor is there. It's got a very nutty flavor, high in protein. I'm going to use a little bit of tofu. You can see here for yourself. I don't have to explain things. But this one here is lemongrass, which I've plucked from my garden. You can use 2 stalks of lemongrass. This is half a cup of yam. Yam, which is very, very tasty. It's a root vegetable. And this is sweet potato, which is also a root vegetable. So you have 1, 2, 3, and ginger, root vegetable. And 4 is also a root vegetable. I've just dug it out from my little pot. It takes years to grow this one, and you get just a little bit. But you only need very little. I got the whole plant out, poor plant, forgive me. And you're going to use only this bit. Clean up all the dirt, scrape out all the dirt. You can't use further than above this area. The rest is all very flavorsome. The rest here is useless. It's just beautiful. Okay, so in this dish I will need that much or a little bit more. No more. You have to estimate how much to use. If you use too much of everything, it's overpowering. So we don't need that anymore. Put that away. Now I'll show you something, how to get it started first. Okay, first have your pot going, because it takes time. Get the pot going. Then as we go along, I will show you the things that I do. Can you see all these? That's soya sauce, that's cabbage, that's tomatoes, that's chili. Now chili, I've just slit it. I'll have to show you now how I slit. Soya sauce, you don't have to look at it. Tofu, you know. This is tempeh, fermented soya bean. Now for the chili, you can cut off all the stem, throw it away, and just split it in the middle, leaving the top intact, so it becomes like that in the soup. I've used 3 red chilies, 2 green chilies. This one here is the galangal, which I'm going to chop in a pounder. Use your knife. Okay. Candle nuts. If there's no electricity, you can light one for a candle. Candle nuts, 2, 4, 6 candle nuts. Give it a good chop. Give it a good chop, or just pound it if you have a pounder. If you don't have a pounder, you can chop it up. See, if you have a Chinese cleaver. As I said before, it has many uses. This cleaver You can bang, you can chop here, you can mince here, you can bang here, okay? But I have this pounder, so I'm using the pounder. Add in my oil now, olive oil, say that's about 1 tablespoon of oil. Then what I do is I add in all my root vegetables pounded. I will add in my onions next. My onions, my ginger, and this lemongrass I want to show you how you prepare it. When you take it from the ground, the leaves you throw it away, you want only the stem or the stalk. In Asia, because this is plentiful, we will just use up to here, right, up to here, because but in Australia it's so expensive, so you practically can go a little bit higher. Now I'll fry, add in the onions, lemongrass I'm showing you, otherwise it goes in. Just bash it up. Cooking is fun. Alright. Just bash up the end, can you see? And fry. This is a Malaysian dish. And the origin would be Balinese, no? In Malaysia we have Chinese, but my grandmother and mother come from a stock of Balinese that dates back 400 years. And they are called the Nyonya, Australian born Chinese. So this is one of the Nyonya cooking. Try this. I'm adding one stock cube, vegetarian stock cube. Try till the onions are brown. For those who can eat garlic, you can also add garlic. For those who can't eat onion, omit the onions and add more stock cube without onions and garlic in it. Simple. So now what I do is I'm going to add in some hot water to make my cooking cook faster. That's 1 liter gone in. You will need 1.5 liter of water. Bring it to boil on high. I will throw in the woody vegetables like my yam. Another word for yam is taro. This one here is the ginger. There's the lampas or blue ginger, the one which I showed you, the big plant. That's called blue ginger or langkuas. In Bahasa Malaysia, we call it langkuas. Or the English name is galangal. Galangal, galangal.